What's going on, good people? Give me just a few minutes. I just felt like streaming, so I want to show some people some things, so that way maybe people can get a real grasp on this market. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing out there? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I'm just doing a couple things. Kind of waiting for people to jump on. All that good stuff. Figure why I'm doing that. Just waiting for people to come in. I'm gonna do a couple things. We'll get started here shortly. Yeah, I'm just doing a couple things. I think this time I got my mic all figured out, so that's good news. I need to switch the thumbnail too. I looks like I had a thumbnail from the last video, but I had to do it. Everybody doing good. I know a lot of people were like kind of like oof, but it's good, guys. Just hang tight, have some patience, and all is gonna be well. That is for sure. Gotta have fun with this. If you know what to look for, you you can totally have the fun, but you have to know what you're looking for. That's the trick. And I think a lot of people don't really know what to look for. So they end up being a little confused, which is fine. I mean, yeah, it happens. It definitely happens. There we go. Yeah, I just kept the same title because this is literally, I'm just getting on here, just kind of winging it. But, I was just kind of looking, trying to, it failed to update. Oh no, whatever. No big deal. Who cares? Just minor details. I know you guys will probably be watching this later because I'm doing this stream pretty late. So, yeah, I just figured I'd get on here and really show y'all what's really happening because there's a lot of people um, that are, they really don't know what's going on or where the market's headed. But I've given you guys a clear, concise message for months and years now. Um, so just want to give you a little insight. We're on the 3-day Bitcoin chart right now. Clearly, you have the 50-day moving average crossing down here. It's trying to cross down through this 200-day moving average. So when that happens, whew, but there is some good news in that, and I'll cover it later. I actually covered it in my last live. So if you guys really want to get the skinny on that, just check out the last live. I did go over it. The audio is a little nah because it was first time streaming with a brand new setup. Didn't have all my settings dialed in and stuff, but we're back. We back. We good. The audio sounds great. So yeah. Anyway, 3-day death cross happens every market cycle. Some people know, some people do not. I should say most do not. But yeah, this is very, very significant and holds a lot of weight, holds a lot of truth. We probably still about a week out from this crossing, but the closer this gets, the more it's gonna, just get reinforced as the days come in here. We got the same thing looming for Ethereum as well, which if you get been in crypto a while, then that Bitcoin and Ethereum charts are very similar in the way they react, especially with the cycles. So yeah, I should probably share this, huh? Should probably share this out. Why not? Why not? I know a lot of people are really frustrated because, listen, if I didn't know the things that I know, I would think it would be a good time to buy too. But once you know, there's just certain things, like they always say, you can't unsee them. And this is one of these things. This is just one of those things, which is okay. Nothing wrong. I know a lot of people are also, what a time to have all this stuff going on. And then we're about to have a crazy opportunity here in like the next month and a half. Um, yeah. Yep. Remember, guys, you got to stay focused. If you can manage to stay focused and keep the mind in check and you know tune out all the noise, the better off you're going to be. The noise doesn't matter because the noise is always a distraction. And once you know it's a distraction, well, you know how to move and you know how to pivot. Let's see. Yeah, well, I should probably share this some other places too. But let's see. Do 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 do. So what you guys doing? Anybody want to say anything? I see I see we got two people watching. I'm gonna post my link in a couple different places. What is this? Hmm. Oh, there we go. I know a guy. All right. Oh, I gotta get back to that so I can see what's happening. But yeah, please, if you guys are coming in, tuning in, just again, I know it's really late, spur of the moment. I really just do these things whenever I want to. So if you catch me live, you're kind of lucky. I don't really make too many videos anymore just because um time in the market and study and things of that nature kind of lead me to not have to do like, you know, look at this stuff all the time. But I love studying historical data because it's so telling. But a lot of people fail to recognize the details that actually matter. And that's, in my opinion, is what makes you separates a very good uh technical analyst from a just a person that knows how to chart and things like that. Pattern recognition is also important. Um, some people are good at that, some people are not, and that's okay. But yeah, so again, one thing I will say, highly interesting, is Bitcoin RSI on the weekly is currently the lowest it's actually ever been since uh actually no. It actually currently now as it stands, it is the lowest it has ever been on the weekly chart. That is something to really be said. Does that mean imminent bounce? No, no. Will it bounce? Of course. It always will bounce. It's just a matter of when. And on this channel, I do a pretty dang good job of telling you guys when and where of what I think the data is pointing. And for me personally, we're definitely going to come down here and touch this at 58, right? Could we come down a little bit lower here, 56? Of course. But I personally believe we could actually go a considerable amount lower than what people really think. I think 40, 44K, 39K, 41K are very good probable targets. And I know people are like, geez, that's a lot. I know, but I can go back in historicals and prove the data. I mean, 44K is a 32% drop from here. And I know that's a lot, right? 39,000 would be about a 39% correction. Um, well, Actually, not from where it's at right now, but pretty close ballpark, right? I got 29, I got 37. Pretty close. So, that being said, I'm actually going to do something a little different. I'm going to pull up a Bitcoin chart that I literally don't really have marked up a whole lot. Funny story, spider line at 48K. That's also interesting. As you can see, these spider lines are very, very telling as well. Very telling for Bitcoin. Um, we're in between right now. So right here, 294. Can we wick through? Of course we can. Of course we can. Is it gonna stick? Well, that remains to be seen, right? Um, but yeah, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I think we're gonna have one great opportunity here in about a month and a half from now. That's pretty much, I can adjust, my thoughts as we go. But if I had to, kind of say when, I would say about a month and a half from now, we're going to have some extremely great opportunities. And it could even happen before. Um, but I'm really going to start looking for my own positions probably towards the end of March. Let's talk about everybody's favorite, though, shall we? XRP. XRP is currently sitting at $1.33. Um, we have some support here at about 98 cents. Will it hold? Hmm, I don't think so. I think it's going to go much lower because you guys got to remember once Bitcoin actually bottoms, we're going to be, oh, geez, we're going to be literally waiting for like potentially another 3 years, 2 to 3 years for alts to really bottom out completely. So that's also another thing that a lot of people aren't really talking about. But it's kind of wild to see. Like, look at this VeChain back here in this range yet again, and it was inevitable. It was inevitable. The bear market didn't even reach these lows in 2023, but it was inevitable to come back here eventually. Look how much support's here. Can it hold? Yeah, let's see. It's gonna have to hold for quite some time. Um, I mean, really, truly though, we can really, truly come back all the way to here and potentially, revisit and fill this wick here, which would be really crazy and could be a great opportunity, or it might not be. Because one thing is for certain that there's going to be a lot of cryptocurrencies that don't come back from this market cycle, in my opinion. So, really gonna have to be extremely wise. You got CRV making brand new lows. Well, almost. I got a wick down here, but I can totally get filled and go lower. Um, you got Chainlink, right? It broke this line right here, broke the fib level right here. We're currently down here. It could come up, backtest this, and get rejected and then come down. Or it can just slowly staircase down here to about $7. Can it go lower? Absolutely. In fact, let's see. Let's take off some of this stuff. Actually, since we're not even going to be doing any MA work, I am going to go ahead and turn that stuff off. Be a little cleaner for y'all to see, a little bit easier. So let's just, hypothetically talk here, right? Crazy thing is these alts have uh have come down quite a bit. Quite a bit. Am I opposed to saying that this bear market may not last as long? No, I'm open to that too. But first, let's get through this next month and a half and make an assessment, right? I should say, yeah, about a month and 3 weeks ish, give or take. But you can see it's already Link has already like wicked through the 786. Could it go lower? Sure. Could. Don't know if it'd be really healthy given all this resistance up here, but one could say, huh, this could be like one big Batman. Ouch. That's also a very strong probability with this given pattern here. Not saying that it's gonna happen, but you know, it's very possible. In my opinion, the real stuff that's gonna make a difference in the future is, gonna be privacy. Again, spider lines for the win. Spider lines literally boom for XMR, Monero. For everybody that doesn't know, what some would call the king of privacy, but I beg to differ. Is it the largest market cap privacy coin? Yeah. Is it the best tech? Well, no. But we do have to pay, our respects. As it was the first through the door, but let's face it, a lot of this stuff is outdated. This is one that I said, oh man, yeah, this thing is definitely got to come back down to these lows, but it never did in 2023 for the bear market, right? 2022, 2023, it just never made it. But I knew it was going to have to come back down here and test these levels yet again. You got Theta. Sheesh. Theta's at 18.8 cents right now. Wow. Yeah. But look, there's just a tad bit of support here. Not much, but more than likely, it could come down here and fill this wick. Who knows? It's very possible. It's definitely not off the table. And people really need to start thinking a little forward because, yeah, now is not the time to be hoping for big green candles. Not yet. We're getting there though for relief rally wise. Are we going in? Is it going to be another bull market? Well, it doesn't really look like it right now. At least not until we complete this part of the cycle, which is the bear market. And I know a lot of people are kind of upset about, you know, being in the bear, but really being in a bear market and staying in, um, at least staying active with the market, not necessarily being in the market, separates, the people that are really going to be here for the long term and the people that are just here for a season. Some of these are just wow. Wow. It really went that low, huh? Like Moonbeam. I was like, no way, I'm not buying it here. Absolutely not. Then, look at that. Lo and behold, really glad I didn't buy that one. That would have been kind of not good. Not good at all. Safe Pal. Ah, Safe Pal made a new low. Okay. Yeah, well, there's some news going on there as well. Not that it really matters because we're just talking about facts and charts, right? But we do have some support here. We have a good bit of support. So will it hold? I don't think so. I think it's going to break down. But hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Got the old Velo looking like. Let's look at some money flows. Money flows red. Oh yeah, that's something I did want to show you guys too for Bitcoin. Actually, we finally look. I'll blow this up just a little bit for you. We finally on the weekly. This is big, guys. This is huge. So pay attention. Weekly, we are now in the red on the money flow for Bitcoin. Just to kind of put that into perspective, we had a little here, September of 23, right? We had here a little here, but we were consistently in the red from April of 2022 all the way, because this is still red. Don't get it messed up. Till June of 20 or July of 2023. Wow. It's like a solid year Bitcoin spends in the red, right? And it's not the only time. Like before that, October 2018, the money flow started to flip red, right? We all know what happened then. The bottom came in for Bitcoin just a couple of months later. So, something also to keep your eyes on. Previous, okay, December, well, yeah, it had a little flash of red here, a little up, and then they sent it down. Sent it down. So, you know, obviously, this is not bullish by any stretch. And, I know a lot of people are hoping and wishing, but you don't have to hope and wish whenever you have the answers on the charts and you have the raw data backing you. I mean, look, momentum, boom, even lower. So, yeah, I mean, that's where we're currently at. We got a 3-day death cross looming, money flow turning red. Yeah, I mean, yeah, guys, just based on those two things, not good. And the 3-day death cross, by the way, happens every market cycle at a very specific time in the market cycle. And again, I'll make future videos on that. We'll go over it, especially once it actually crosses. So that way you guys can see how significant it is. I did this last market cycle, last bear market. I showed people, but I don't think people were really paying attention too much. And yeah, I know this is chart's pretty busy, right? So, but I want to show you guys the raw data, right? That's like literally my thing here. So I'll show you a cleaned up version, right? Just a couple lines on there, no big deal. Actually, you know what? We're gonna get rid of all of it because I don't even need it for any of this stuff. I don't need it for any of it. But yeah, one thing I will say, That's pretty crazy to see. Is Bitcoin's RSI on the weekly is literally the lowest it's ever been in history. So that's very interesting. And actually, officially, once we close this 2 week chart here at the end of the month, we're actually going to be in the same predicament for Bitcoin uh, on the 2 week chart. So that's pretty interesting. Very interesting. So, what are you guys doing out there in the crypto land? Are you guys bullish? Are you bearish? Are you got your money stacked on the side? What you doing? Do you have a plan? If you don't have a plan, I encourage you to get one. Yeah, I definitely encourage you get one. Dash, boom. It's on pretty good support right now, but it could totally break down. It could totally break down. Bitcoin Cash finally starting to break down of this whole thing. Zcash. I think the Zcash fad is over. I think people will start to understand even more in the coming weeks as well. Yeah. Yeah, really. So I'm actually, if you guys don't have anything, I'm probably gonna just kind of zoom through some of this stuff. You guys can watch me chart, stuff like that. Um, watch all the silliness with the big eye emojis and the laughing emojis, if you will. Yeah. SPX or ES1, garbage. ES1 does not look good. Oh, that stuff really looks good. I'm just kind of scanning, cruising. Some of the charts, some of them, some of them. Let's see. Let's go back over here. Do. Let's see what kind of. Let's see. Something I normally don't do, but kind of scans and brasses. There's like a mix of red and green, but you don't see crazy green. Humanity Protocol. Never even heard of it. Huh, I wonder. That's down 18.89%. Good old eCash. Yeah, there's a bunch of obviously so many cryptos. Yeah, just kind of cruising through here. Just kind of looking. Been a long time. Again, my humble opinion, the only thing really worth a whole bunch in the future is going to be privacy. But you have different categories of privacy as well. Different categories, which is fine. Which is fine. Whoops. There we go. Oh yeah, money flow red. Let's go. Yeah, a little bit of support here. Yeah, our size. Well, we're on the weekly. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what the 3 day looks for this thing. Just a little curious. But yeah, truly, just want to get on here, say what's up. I felt like doing a little bit of a stream while I kind of looked at some things. Um, I don't really see anything too appealing. I just really wanted to get on here and, try to give another warning for people to really, pay attention right now. Right now is totally a time to pay attention. And if you haven't already sold, nah, I don't know. That's a tough one, It's really a tough one for people that have not already sold and been out of this market for a while. It's really hard to say anything because, we've already been down, so we're already down so much. Can we go down a lot more? Absolutely. Um, so yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. This total lunar eclipse is gonna be something. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, guys. So maybe I'll probably do another one of these videos. I am going to have Crassie on the show this week. Fingers crossed. If the communication, if we can get that all ironed out over the next few days, Crassie's going to be on. If you guys don't know who she is, really awesome. She does sidereal astrology, really cool. Um, so yeah, should be a great show. Hope you guys come on for that. Wouldn't want you to miss that. But if you do, you can always go back and rewatch it. No big deal. No big deal. But I think I'm gonna end it here, y'all. Hope you guys have a great night. I really don't have a whole lot else to say. I'm just still the same message, guys. As always, get your plan together, stick with it. Sending you guys much love, many blessings, and I'll see you in the next one.